Okay, YouTube, we're back. It's Sunday the 7th, February 2016, and we're at Cruise Farms on the 2007 V-Strom, and I think it's probably 2 o'clock, not 3 o'clock. My clock says it's almost 3, and I bet it's 2. I'm not going to change it because we're going to have a time change here this spring, and then it'll be right again. I wish they would just leave the time alone. So we're turning off of Melrose Road onto Garden Valley, headed east. Quite a bit of buffeting on my helmet. My head gets rattled around here quite a bit. I could raise this screen, but to tell you the truth, the way I'm going to ride this bike, I think, is mostly slower speeds, like on gravel roads, probably 40-50 miles an hour. And I want to be able to see over the wind. I don't want to look through a windscreen. So I'll just probably put up with this buffeting. I was watching, I can't remember, Russian Rider is his name, a vlogger, and he's got a FZ07 700 Yamaha. Those are sweet little bikes. And he bought what he calls a windscreen for it, and it's about this. It's smaller than my fairing right here. It doesn't even stick up. It's not even close to as big as this. And apparently it helps a little bit, he thinks. But it looks good on there, and it's a naked bike, so has no fairings, but apparently he thinks it helps, and it actually, he likes the looks of it, and I think it looks pretty good on there too, but I just don't see how it can do much good. It might keep a little off your chest, I guess. It's really low. I mean, it's, like I said, it's smaller than my fairing. If I didn't even have my windshield on this bike, I have more fairing than he's got. So anyway, I'll probably just leave this bike the way it is for a while. I'm been pricing some chains for this. It looks like for a good chain. If I'm going to buy a chain, I'm going to buy a good chain. And it looks like they're about $100 for an X. I'm going to go ahead and get an X-ring O-ring, because I'll probably be the last. I mean, that chain will probably last me on this bike probably at least 30,000. On my ZX14, I'm not going to go over 20 on a chain. At least probably the stock chain I have on there now. It don't look bad, but you can tell it's getting a little sloppy side to side, and I just don't want to take any chances on that bike. So I've already bought a chain for it, chain and sprockets. Stayed with the stock gearing. Stock gearing is pretty much about right for me. I know a lot of people like to change their gearing around. The only reason I would probably change my gearing, well, see, this one's been re-geared. I'm sure this is not stock gearing on this bike, and it is awfully tall. And if I put a new chain on here, I'll probably go back to the original gearing, which I think is a 1547, and it's got a 525 chain. At least that's what it came with. I'm not sure if that's what it's got on it right now. I might stop by and visit the guy that used to own this bike. I haven't met him yet. I know where he lives, and he might be home today. So might ask him a few questions. When was the last time the air cleaner was changed and stuff. I'm gonna buy. I can buy the cheapest I found for a good air cleaner was like $16, $15.88. Really reasonable. And I thought, oh, well, that's a piece of crap filter probably. Well, I looked it up, and it's a good filter. And I'm going to stay away from K&N filters, and I've just heard too many bad things about them. One that lots of times they don't fit well, they don't seal well around the filter, and they're just too porous and they let stuff in. I've heard that several times. So I'm just going to stick with stock paper. You don't have to change them that often, every 10,000 probably, unless you're just really in some real dusty environment. So we'll stop by here to see if Andy's here. He should be. I think he works weekends. Maybe he rode his Busa today. Nope, he drove his truck, but he is here. Well, I'll start another vid in a little bit.